This is a little tutorial on using EQ to make audio that we're getting from vids sit a little better with music, and especially with using Adobe Enhance. So that processing is very powerful. It removes noise and it removes ambience and distance from the speaker, but it's really geared for podcasting. And if you think about a podcast, typically there isn't music playing as the person's speaking, especially not loud, energetic music, the type that we're using in our commercials. So this EQ technique is a way to give that speaker a little more presence and make it cut through music a little better. The first thing we're going to do, we're up here in Effect Controls, and we're going to grab our parametric equalizer. We're going to drag that onto the track. I'm dragging this onto the file. In this case, you could put it over here on a mixer channel if you want, but either way works. So come to Effect Controls, and then we're going to hit Edit. And this brings up our parametric EQ. And you'll see as you
Brian Animal
play
Control
a file,
and Adoption Center,
you get a readout, real-time frequency analysis of what is playing back. Low frequency is on the left, high frequency is on the right. Just like a piano keyboard, if you were looking at it. And listening to this audio, again, this has gone through Adobe Enhance and been processed.
we are the department that is in charge of enforcing all
And it's done a really good job. It sounds very present and very warm, but it's a little dark sounding. And by dark, I mean it's a little lacking in presence and high frequency content, and that could make it harder to understand. So a real simple way to combat that is to grab our high shelf here. It's the one with the H. And bring that over here. And as I do that, you'll hear you hear more presence, more kind of intelligibility.
Center. We are the department that is in charge of enforcing all of the city ordinances and state laws regarding the keeping of animals in the city of Bryan.
So there you go. That does a lot. And that's just something you can use your ear for. Think about that as you're listening through. The other thing here I would do is turn on the high pass filter. And you can see
We also operate the animal shelter.
all this stuff
which
going
does
on down
adoptions
here, all the way on the left, this low frequency content. We don't want that. None of that is adding to her voice. It's just kind of noise and taking up space.
Provides a place for
You can see the primary, the root note of her voice is here, and that's at like 160 hertz. So we can safely bring this high pass filter up to about 100. And we're not losing anything. She's not going to sound thin or, weak in any way.
for people to reclaim their pets if they've been found or brought to animal
And
control.
that's just a subtle difference. I'll play it and turn it on and off.
City ordinances and
on.
state laws regarding the keeping of animals in the
Off.
city of Bryan. We also operate the animal shelter.
Back on. Now, an extra step that this makes me then want to do. This sounds great. You could use this. It would be fine. Extra polish, though, if you want to go that extra mile, would be to use a DeEsser. Side effect of boosting those high frequencies is boosting S sounds, and they can jump out, and they do a little bit here. So we have a tool for that, and that is under, I believe it's under amplitude and compression, DeEsser. Now, something that's important here is the order of these effects. I always put the DeEsser early, and what that does is any other changes you're making to the audio, that gain reduction in the S sounds has already happened. All right, we're come into edit here, and again, so this is a frequency display just like the EQ, low frequency on the left, high frequency on the right. And in this case, you can see that we have this band here that is displaying to us the frequencies that the DeEsser is going to be working on. A cool thing that this gives us is we can listen to just sibilants only. When it says sibilants only, it means the section of audio that this is actually working on. And a good place to start is 4 kilohertz. When we come up here to the threshold, you can see that it's set at 4 kilohertz. This is deceptive. If you look down here, it's talking about center frequency. That's going to adjust both thresholds. And so be aware of that. Set it to around 4 kilohertz. I'm talking about this lower left-hand threshold. This is a weird way of setting it up, but So let's listen to that. We've got 4, and we're gonna set our top limit at it's hard to tell, but that hash mark right there is 9 kilohertz. Let's try that. So now we're listening to just that frequency range.
The department that is in charge of enforcing all of the city ordinances and state laws regarding
Okay. And we're going to turn that off.
the keeping of animals in the city of Bryant. We
And what
also
we want
operate
to do
the
is
animal
see
shelter.
some gain reduction actually happening on those S's, and we're not right now. That's this threshold, the volume threshold. And we're gonna-
Which does adoptions, provides a place
We're gonna bring
for
that-
people
there
to
we go.
reclaim their pets if they've been found or brought.
You'll know you've done too much de-essing if all of a sudden it sounds like they have a lisp, like all the S sounds, like so much of the high frequency sound is getting rolled off that the S becomes a TH sound. So we don't want that. You just want to see 3-4 dB of gain reduction on those S sounds, and that just helps control it. They're not popping out and grabbing the viewer's attention more so than the rest of the content.